to Expanding Your Search with Brent and Jody Bailey. We are growing our circles of connection and knowledge with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jody welcome
former DJ at Disney World and Miss Virginia candidate, DJ Melody Waters.
And now, here are your hosts, Brent and Jody Bailey.
Hey everybody, welcome to Expanding Your Search. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you had a great weekend and you're coming into today ready for the week. Welcome to Expanding Your Search. It's Pastor Brent Bailey. Hopefully you're having a good day. I'm going to head over to the control room right now where my lovely wife Jody is standing by over there, and I'm going to
Hey,
here she is.
Here I am.
And so listen, we got a good show today. We have a really good friend of ours. She was part of our church here in Orlando for a long time, and now she's moved back home to Virginia Beach. Melody Waters, she's been in the entertainment business for a long time.
Yes, she
but
has.
she has been a DJ at Disney World, Universal, Carnival Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just somebody said, okay, here's another song. She's an entertaining DJ that
She
really
is.
gets your...
She is. She's entertaining. She's
Yes.
not, just like you said. She says a lot of times when we've talked with her, she says all these different things she's done. You could see on her Facebook, she's performed in plays and in musicals. Yep. And so you name it. You know, what hasn't she done in the entertainment industry?
And now she's gotten into the pageant business.
She has. Yeah.
Just recently competed for Miss Virginia. We're not going to give away where she placed, but you'll want to hear.
Yeah, you'll want to know.
You'll want to hear. So anyway, so we're really excited to talk to her. It's going to be awesome to have her out here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, on this Monday morning, Jody, or Monday afternoon,
Monday
Jody.
afternoon, it is morning on the West Coast.
It is morning on the West Coast. What is going on around the world?
Well, I hate to say it, but our food day is Greasy Food Day. Greasy food.
That's the best kind.
Yes, yeah, it is, but it's definitely, not healthy, and so...
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
For those that are super health nuts that would say absolutely, you know what, just stay away from it, it's fine. Those that have issues when they eat greasy food, and we know people that do.
You being one of them.
Me being one of them.
Yep.
It tastes so good, but you know what? It just isn't worth it. I mean,
yeah.
And there are plenty of times that I will do it and then I'll regret. So.
Yep. Why did I do that?
I'm like, tell me to not do that again. So anyway.
So it's Greasy Food Day. So if you could have any type of greasy food, those of you who are watching or listening today, what would it be? Hit us up in the comment section below and let us know.
Yeah, let us know and then tell it, try and make it and, tell us how it was.
Yeah. Fill a full report out.
The next day, it's kind of funny. It's Sour Day. Now, that's not a sour food, sour taste. It's grumpy. I want to say we had a grumpy day a couple weeks ago, or something, but Sour Day. So it was so funny.
I think we decided that Luke lived that every day. It's when we celebrated it last year. So anyway.
Yeah. Sour Day, Grumpy Day. It's what to do on Sour Day is spread gloom. Pout and frown a lot. In the Christian world, we never want to do that. We're all like,
no,
joy.
we want to be holy
encourage
and
others
righteous.
and be joyful in the Lord. And I wouldn't. It's okay to feel grumpy every once in a while.
Yeah.
As long as you don't stay there, and I do not encourage the spreading of the grumpiness. Don't do
everybody
that.
needs to be nice.
And then the last one I have is, being that it is close to Halloween, you do see a lot of things that are Halloween-ish,
Yes.
okay, scary or whatever. So today is Chucky, the Notorious Killer Doll Day.
Yay!
Yay for Chucky. Now, I'm reading up on it, though. You know, what they tell you to do is, this would be the day to watch the movies. Don't go out and dress up like a doll and kill people.
I have never seen the child play movies. I have no desire to see them.
I don't either.
They did not look inspiring at all to me. And I don't know that anybody watches horror movies to be inspired.
No.
Unless they're
Definitely
psychopaths.
not. Definitely
However,
not.
I have dabbled in watching scary movies in my life, and I liked some of them. I just did not.
Not all. Chucky? No.
I had no desire to see Chucky at all.
No. Now, do you know what? I mean, if you never saw it, you might not know what his real name is.
I know he's a convicted murderer.
Yes.
And somehow or another, his spirit gets in a doll.
Okay, so
that's all I know.
His real name is not the actor, but like Chucky,
the
doll character.
The killer that gets.
It's a kid that gets stuck in a doll.
It's
right?
No,
I don't know.
No.
It's a killer.
I
don't know.
It's a convicted murderer in prison.
Okay.
And on the electric chair or something happens, and his spirit gets put into this doll.
Right. This is not real, folks.
Obviously
however,
real, yes.
It's based. His name is Charles Lee Ray. Okay.
I knew that.
You knew that.
I just had forgotten it.
Do you know why he was named that? When the writers, I guess, they named all three of those names are taken from real life killers. So
Charles Manson,
Lee
Harvey Oswald,
and then
Ray Finkel.
I don't know either.
Ray Finkel is the guy in Ace Ventura. Ray, I don't know who the Ray was.
I can't remember that. I mean,
if you know, let us know who was the
Brian
famous.
Stavali might know.
Who was the famous Ray murderer killer? I mean, because Charles Manson, obviously, Lee Harvey Oswald, who supposedly shot JFK.
JFK, yeah.
So Ray has to be somebody.
If you know, in the comments below, tell us.
All right.
So that's all I got.
We've spent a lot of time talking about Chucky here.
Yes, we have.
This Christian podcast.
Yes.
All right. Do you know what the Impossible Burger is, Jody?
The Impossible Burger is a plant-based burger, isn't it?
It is not.
It is not. Oh, well, Burger King usually.
You're a Jack in the Box fan. You should know this. It is a Jack in the Box burger.
Really? Oh, okay.
Jack in the Box is testing the Impossible Burger. Now, there is a recipe of the Impossible Burger. You can make any burger an Impossible Burger.
Okay.
80% of the fast food diners looking for plant-based. Oh, you were right.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Options these days.
Yes.
Impossible Burger patty has as much protein as an 80-20 ground beef sandwich, but with a lot of cholesterol. Okay.
Right.
So fans can order the Jack in the Box Impossible Burger in store from any Jack in the Box, and actually they'll deliver it even from DoorDash.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it is. Oh, okay, I thought this was a recipe, but it is. They're launching the Impossible Burger, which is a plant-based burger.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations!
They're getting on the bandwagon with the
it's
plant-based
happening.
everything.
It's happening almost daily. All right, one more piece of food news, and then we'll jump out of here. Hormel, you know who Hormel?
Yes.
Hormel
chili.
And
other
Spam,
stuff. Yes.
and other things like that.
Yes.
They also have a health division.
Of course they do.
Why? Why? Nobody's going to trust you.
Right?
Hormel Health Labs has debuted a new bread and dessert mix specifically designed for people with swallowing disabilities.
Oh, okay.
I guess when there are
people,
pies and stuff that have a lot of bready, kind of,
Yes.
cakey type, it's hard
Yes.
for them to swallow because they have dysphagia. Is that how you say it?
I think it is, yes.
All right, the medical term for swallowing difficulties. So Hormel has made their thick and easy textured modified bread and dessert mix to help people with that problem.
Interesting.
You can get it all fixed now. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for what's going on around the country. Let's jump in with DJ Melody and expand your search. As we've been pastoring here in Orlando for a number of years now, I think it's 9 years, we've had a lot of folks, be coming in and out, there to work for Disney or to go to the college program or working at Universal or whatever. We had the real privilege of having a young lady come in and be part of our congregation for a while. And she told us she was a DJ at Disney. So we went over one night to Hollywood Studios, and we walked up towards where they used to have the big magic hat there. It's not there anymore. And they had this whole courtyard, I think is probably, I don't know, it's just a whole area that was in front of it. And there she was up on the thing, and she was just absolutely controlling 5,000 people that were standing there, and she had them eating out of the palm of her hand. And I was so blown away by her actions that day. And so her name is Melody Waters, and she is the owner of Melody and Company in Entertainment. And she now is based out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Now, Melody and Company is an all-female DJ entertainment company. Now, like I said, she's performed at Disney, but she also she left us for a little while, and she went out on the Carnival Cruise Line to be a DJ out there. She's also worked at Universal Studios, the Hard Rock Hotel, Sesame Street and Busch Gardens. She is currently helping her community with her new organization, Boss Babe Brunch, a networking group for female entrepreneurs. She enjoys DJing, singing, dancing, and empowering others to fight societal labels and stereotypes to become their best self. She was also recently first runner-up in the Miss Virginia pageant, and I couldn't be prouder to have her on the program today. Please welcome our good friend, Melody Waters. DJ Melody, what's up?
Hey, so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, it's so good to have you. We're so glad that you're doing so well. There's so much that we're going to talk about today. But first of all, how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple years.
I know, it's actually been about 5 or 6 years. Time is flying.
I know,
Time flies when you're having fun.
That
but
made
I'm
my
doing
head swim.
Really, really well. Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing well. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
You're fine. No, everything has been really good. I toured for a while with Carnival Cruise Line after I left Disney World and Universal, and had a great time seeing the world. And it was time, I felt in my heart, to just kind of put my home base somewhere. So I wanted to move back home. I moved back to Virginia Beach, where I grew up. I grew up in like Chesapeake, Virginia Beach area all my life. So after a few years of being away, it was like 10 years of touring and seeing the world and doing what I love to do as a performer, I wanted to come home, start my own business, my own baby. And so I've been doing that for the last 5 years.
So we're going to get to the company in just a minute. I do want to talk about, I don't know if you remember that night that we actually came up to the stage and said hi to you that night.
I do.
You were, it was so impressive watching you because literally everybody's at Disney. They're there. I mean, obviously it's the best of the best. Disney is the best of the best. And there's so much to see and so much to impact you there. And yet you were dominating the crowd. I mean, they were literally eating out of the palm of your hand. You had them doing dances. They were interacting with you. It was so impressive to see. That had to just be a very surreal moment for you.
It was. It was really cool because I had worked really hard to audition for Disney World, obviously prove myself to them, show them that I could perform and DJ for them. And so it was incredible. I worked with some amazing people. They trained me. They told me kind of what I should do, what I shouldn't do. But it was amazing because it was one day, it just felt like it just snapped. And it was like, oh, okay, here's a show for you. You have 3 hours. We're gonna give you all of our best characters. Just go out there, have fun, teach all the dances you want, do whatever you want, play whatever music you want that's Disney appropriate, and just like have a ball. And I was like, okay, no big deal. And so it was really surreal. And so I'm an extrovert. I get, energized by being around people, by making people happy, by, showing people like their inner joy and their inner happiness. And so for me, that platform, that stage was a perfect opportunity for me to kind of read the crowd and really focus in on what is going to make this experience for them magical? Like, what is going to bring them the most joy? And so I just used all of the skills that I acquired over the years and the training to bring it all together and just have a blast. And it was amazing.
All right. As you're doing that, I'm sure those are some of the things that you've also brought with you to the table to start your own company.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, because in this day and age, there's a lot of folks really for pro women to be their own boss, to be their own business owners, and that's something that you've kind of made your platform to really fight against the label of whatever society wants to put on you. To go and incorporate and do all that stuff, talk about just maybe those moments of getting started. What was that like for you, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so I mean, as a DJ, I started obviously when in 2013, I started with a small company here in Virginia. I transitioned from being a performer. I was a singer dancer, and I transitioned from doing that to just doing side gigs, and I was DJing, but I was the only female. And I was like, why is this? Like, why am I the only female? Is this a male dominated field? Females can do anything that males can do, in my opinion. I mean, obviously we're built differently, and you can get into like lifting and things like that.
Sure.
weight wise. But when it comes to, something like that is an acquired skill that you just learn and you're trained to do, I believe like anybody can do it. So I started working with these guys, and they were awesome, but it was like so inspirational for me to be like, why aren't more females doing this? Like, I feel like the female perspective is valued and very important, especially in our society today. It should be even more valued. And we're getting better, we're really getting there. But I think that the cool thing about it was I was like, this is an opportunity for me to do something that I love, but build a team of female DJs, create a niche in the market that is going to really help other people. Like, it's not going to just help the people that, might feel like, oh, well, we're an all-female group and we really want a female DJ to be our spokesperson or to be our leader or MC, but that's not possible because, we are working with all these, different companies. So, I think I wanted to really focus in on that, but then I also wanted to inspire my community, show that I can go into this field and I can be the only female, and that's okay. Like, nothing, it's far beyond like DJing and being a female and things like that. It's more about identifying that it's fear and it's societal labels that are creating whatever's in your mind, and you limit yourself by your mind, right? So you're the one that's like creating your ceiling. So for me, like, I was like, this is the perfect platform. I get to do what I love, and I get to inspire other people, which is what I feel like God has really brought me to do in this life.
What do you feel like was some of the things that helped you overcome that fear? Because there's so many people paralyzed out there right now. What did you specifically do?
Yes,
because you had to have moments where that fear was knocking on the door. I mean, talk a little bit about 100%. That process.
Well, the fear really came back during the pandemic. Like, for a long time, as a performer, just in like as an actress, like it's one of those careers that you pretty much have to obliterate all fear. Like, you have to be like, I'm going to walk into that audition room. I'm going to meet those people. They're going to like me or they're not. Cool, whatever. I'm just going to continue on with my life. And so all throughout my career and all through like college training and things like that, we really worked on identifying that fear and just like letting it go. But the biggest skill, I think, to really hone in on trying to do that is trying to come back to remind yourself of who you are and what your purpose is. And so I feel like if you can really build yourself up and focus on your own insecurities and your own issues and find a really happy place of acknowledging those and being like, you know what, maybe I am this way, or maybe I think this way, or this was my upbringing. But like, you can't let those things stop you. You have to be like, this is the past. Like, I can't go back. I can't change these things. I can't change how I was born or who I was, you know, like where I grew up or who my family was. But at the end of the day, like, I can make the decision today that today is a new day, and I'm going to make the choices. I'm going to say yes to everything I want and say no to all the things I don't want, so that I can create the life that like I want to create.
Folks, our guest today is Melody Waters. We call her DJ Melody. She has got an incredible company there in the Virginia Beach area. We're talking about overcoming fear of stigma, stereotypes that people put on us in our lives. But you didn't just stop there. You allowed these fears to really just go completely by the wayside, and you started down the pageant road, which in all the years I've known you, I didn't even know that was ever something you ever thought about. Was it, or was that just something you decided, I'm doing it and I'm going to go for the big time?
Yeah, so actually, when I was 12 years old, I was in a pageant, and that was actually the time that I realized I wanted to be a performer, because I was in a beauty pageant. It was a beauty pageant, but also kind of a talent show. It had a talent portion, like Miss America does, and I was obsessed with the movie Singing in the Rain, and so I was like, I have to sing this song. So I got on stage and I sang this song, and my like microphone fell off, and I had this like crazy moment where I was like, oh my goodness, I have to save it. Like, I have to save the performance. And I grabbed the mic and I like put it as part of my routine. And like the crowd was like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe this 12-year-old like can do that. Like, that's amazing. And it was like, it was like this moment where I was like, oh, if I can handle myself in these like crazy situations on stage and I feel comfortable, like maybe I should be a performer. And so pageants were always that kind of like side thing that I like to do, just as like a confidence booster. It would put me like around incredible women that would also motivate me and, you know, inspire me to be better and be who I am. But being in a pageant like is no joke. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they're like, oh yeah, you know, they just stand up there and, you know, try to look pretty. Like being in a swimsuit, a two-piece swimsuit in front of just all the people and being like, this is who I am, this is me. It's terrifying. And even for somebody like me who's really kind of tried to conquer fear in my life and just, you know, do whatever I can do to be the best I can be, like, it's still one of those things that it kind of like keeps you in check. It kind of like humbles you, and it brings you to this place of like, you are as good as like what you possess and like who you want to be. Like, it brings you back to this like drawing board of like, where are you? Like, what are you gonna present to us today? Like, who is this person? Like, who is this? And for me, I got into Miss Virginia because I was like, I really, really want to show the world after this pandemic, after all the suffering of dealing with unemployment for the last 6 months, of literally a government telling me like I was not allowed to work, like I was not allowed to be a DJ and like be at weddings and be at events, and like literally just all of my dreams and all the things I had built were like, just kidding, we're gonna just stop your whole industry from working. It was like one of those things where it was a perfect opportunity for me to be like, no, like I'm not gonna let this stop me from being who I feel like I'm meant to be. Like I'm not gonna, and I think God brought it into my life to open that door, to bring myself back to my mission, to my purpose, to empower other women, to inspire others, to bring, you know, awareness to stereotypes and labels and be like, hey, I'm a DJ, check out this awesome career that I've created for myself because I wanted that. Like I wanted that for myself, and whatever career you're into, whatever you want to do, like you can do it because I've shown you that it's possible, you know?
It's so awesome to hear you say that. Now, folks, let me just tell you, what was the qualifying pageant that you won to get you into Miss Virginia?
So it was, so I was Miss Hampton Roads.
All right, Miss Hampton Roads. Now, if you're familiar with the Tidewater area, that's a pretty big area, and that had to be one of the larger ones. And so she's Miss Hampton Roads. She goes to Miss Virginia. And now, some folks would be happy with a top 10 finish. Some folks would be happy with a top 5 finish. Not Melody. No, she has to go all the way to the final 2, and she's first runner-up. And I just want to say, first of all, congratulations on finishing so strong. And secondly, are you going to go after it again?
I think so. I'm not sure yet. I'm really focused on my business right now, but we'll see.
All right. Before we let you go, let's talk a little bit more about the business. All right. If somebody is going to hire your company, and folks, listen, I've sat through some of the training discussion sessions that she's held on Clubhouse. If you don't know what Clubhouse is, it's an all audio meeting space. And I've actually tuned in and listened to DJ Melody, break some wisdom off to some of these other folks who are aspiring to break into the business, and also discuss other tips and tricks with other experienced people. If somebody's going to hire your company, what can they expect from an experience with you or the ladies?
They're definitely going to experience something that they've never experienced before, because we're all about making sure that it's more than just a DJ experience. We bring, your party to life in a way that, it's not just a normal, like, oh yeah, we have dinner, we dance, whatever. It's more of like what I've taken from Walt Disney World and my experience training as a DJ there. I found ways to create that magical experience as well in my company. And so we really try to get to know the couple, or, if I'm doing a wedding or we get to know the client, it's never kind of one of those situations where we just show up and we're like, yeah, we'll figure out the music, no big deal, I'm very much into like an extensive planning process. So everybody's happy. They're very excited with all of their song requests. Right now, I have this new thing that's really cool. I have a QR code. So you can actually, at the event, you can scan the QR code as a guest. And the song request that you type out to me will go directly to my phone. And so you don't even have to go up to the DJ. I mean, you could be sitting at your table and be like, oh my goodness, pour some sugar on me right now. And it's like you can just like type away. And we did that because of COVID to make people feel more comfortable. But we just try to think of a lot of out of the box things to make sure that our clients are happy, that they have a party that they'll always remember, because that's the point, right? Like sometimes some of these events are events that are a once in a lifetime thing. So we have to make sure that it's a big deal, and every single event to us is a big deal.
Folks, our guest today is DJ Melody of Melody and Company in the Virginia Beach area. I DJ'd back in the day, and her and I have compared notes on several occasions. I make sure to remind her. I'm old school. I DJ'd proms and weddings and things like that. I did it back in the day when you had to carry cases of CDs around.
Oh my goodness.
And you had to worry about them getting scratched and all kinds of things like that. She rolls in with a small little mixer board and the speakers and everything, and she's pulling everything. Listen, my setup was I had to trailer it in. It was so big with all this stuff, and it's just I'm almost jealous of you, because you get to do it in the digital age where everything's on a computer, and it's a lot lighter. I'll say it that way, to carry in than to keep.
At least you think I'm a real DJ though, because
but
some
you
of the
are,
old school DJs will be like, here, because it's all computerized, but I'm still live mixing.
I was going to say, you got the turntable things there. I've seen your setup. It's pretty cool. So, listen, super proud of you, super happy for you. Just expecting nothing but just bigger and better things for you all the time. You made a mark on us the day that we saw you at Disney World, but then you were part of our family down there and in Florida, and so we're just always thinking about you, always wishing you the best, and looking forward to the great things happening for you. If you want to follow along with DJ Melody, you can sure do that right there. There it is, melodyandcompany.com. You can follow on Facebook and Instagram at Let Me Be Your Melody, and on LinkedIn, Melody Waters. There's a lot of good interactive things there, and you can follow along and book her for one of your meetings. You'll definitely want to do that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you are such an inspirational person, and I absolutely adored you as a pastor, like that I could come to and talk to and just always receive wisdom from every Sunday. So I really do miss that. And so thank you for all of you that you do for your community. I mean, you really are making a difference, especially with this podcast too. So great job too. Thank you.
Well, it's so good to see you. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. DJ Melody, everybody. And now let's stop for directions. You know, as I was listening to DJ Melody speak, and all the years that we've known her, she is so confident in what she's doing. And as somebody who walks in that kind of confidence, to hear her talk about fear, it really put me back into the perspective that fear is a real paralyzing agent that every human being has to face on a sometimes daily or even hourly basis. What if I don't measure up? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I can't afford it? What'll happen if I lose somebody that's close to me? What if? What if? What if? Even though fear is oftentimes understandable, fear is not something that is always excusable. The only thing that can break through fear is a decision by you. Listen, if the Word of God tells us that we need to live by faith, and that is faith is something that we have to choose to believe, fear is also something that you're choosing to believe. The great general from World War II, George Patton, he made this statement. He said, "Courage is fear holding on a minute more." I want you to notice that. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's holding on a minute more. The Apostle Paul told Timothy that fear doesn't come from God when he made the statement, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind." When the feelings of fear come, there's a real temptation to stay put. But know this, that feeling is not God's way of telling you, stay put. That feeling is actually something that's trying to talk you out of achieving your dreams. Choose to believe that you can. Choose to believe that these people will like you. Choose to believe that the money is going to be there. Choose to believe that you will be successful. That decision of breaking through those kind of fears will lead you to a life that is full of peace and a life of fulfilled dreams. That's going to wrap it up for the program today. I'm so grateful to DJ Melody for coming by and sharing her incredible journey with us. I'm so excited about next week's programs. I know that you're going to enjoy those. All the rest of the programs we've got lined up for you this week. Wednesday, we have got another Vindication Wednesday coming up, and it's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss it. I've got a surprise guest that's part of the cast, and I don't want to let it out to who it is, so make sure you join me on Wednesday. Thanks to Jody over there in the control booth for doing such a great job bringing you the show today. Until next time, I hope that you found what you were looking for as we helped you expand your search. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @ExpandingYourSearch on Facebook and Instagram and @ExpandingSearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time to